Hello, and welcome to the Beyond Average Journeys of Growth and Increasing Value interview series. I'm Kristen Carlson, your host, and here today I have Naim Hamdar, who is the co-founder and president at Payzli. He has had multiple companies in his career and is here to share his passion and mission. So, Naim, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Kristen.
Awesome, and I would love to hear how your entrepreneurial journey started.
Yeah, great. I was always an entrepreneur. I would describe myself as a person who has been an entrepreneur since nine. Uh,
Oh.
but honestly, I was the guy selling candy at school. I was creating opportunity for money because we didn't come from money, right? And I think at 17, I sat my mom and dad down and I said, look, when I turn 18, I'm moving out. And in our culture, you just don't do that. I'm from a Lebanese culture, so we're stay at home until you graduate and get married type of um, background, right? And my mom kind of brushed it off as like, yeah, he's dreaming. When the day comes, he won't take action. But I did, and I was on a mission. I was on a mission because I knew I had like something within me that could create more, could be more, right? I just felt it. And what I wanted to do was go out on my own in order to create my own path, right? I wanted to get into the grind. And I went to college and I was working three jobs. I valeted cars. I worked at Charlie's Steakhouse as a busboy and Ruth Chris Steakhouse as a busboy as well. And I would take whatever shifts they gave me, and I was doing everything but studying, right? And I was in a fraternity. I played sports. I worked three jobs, and my time was filled. So on Thursday nights, we as college kids, that was our college night. So we would go to Ybor City. It's the strip of nightlife strip with a bunch of nightclubs, and the only thing that was open was this one place that all the college kids went to, and we crammed in there like sardines, and it was just a horrible experience because I don't even drink, right? I'm just there to meet people, right? And I had this idea, and I'm like, look, we all come to this place. There's like 3,000 people in this place. It's tiny. It's disgusting. Everybody's sweating. Like there's all these other places open. I think I can get one of them to, agree to have me bring some of these kids there. Right. So I put like this pitch together, and I went on a Monday um, to Ybor City during the day. I took the day off school, and I had a simple pitch. I said I would walk in, knock. If I was lucky enough to have an owner there, I would just go straight into the pitch. And I think I knocked on like nine clubs, and no owners there. I just said, the hell with this. And then I was walking around the corner on 8th Street, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to one more. I went and knocked at the door of 1509 was the club's name. And the guy opens up, and it's this short Italian guy with a cigar in his mouth, like straight from the mafia movie. And he looks at me, he's like, how can I help you? And I said, I'm here to speak to the owner. And he's like, I'm the owner. My name is Kenny. How can I help you? I said, Kenny, I'm glad you're here today because this is your lucky day. I'm a student at USF. I'm in a fraternity. I play sports. I'm connected to all these kids. I would love the opportunity for you to host a bunch of college kids at your place. He's like, well, that sounds good. What do I have to do? I said, well, all you have to do is allow me to staff your nightclub on a Thursday night. He's like, oh, that's it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. He's like, and why would I do that? I'm like, Kenny was his name. Kenny, this is a great opportunity for you, right? So I'm going to bring the people that know everybody at the school, and they're each going to bring all their friends, and before you know it, we're going to have a whole nightclub of people spending money at your place. And all I want for it is the cover charge. You make money at the door. So he looked at me, he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, almost 19. It's like, I like you. You have, I don't know what he told me. He's like, I think he said you have some balls, but let's, but yeah, so he allowed me to do that. He allowed me to hire people. So we ended up hiring around 30 people, all sorority girls, fraternity guys, athletes at the school as bouncers, and so on. The only people I wasn't allowed to hire were the staff at the bar. And, the people that I hired each had a quota of 20 people that they had to bring in,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
And I gave Ken a guarantee. I said, look, if I don't do a minimum of 1,000 people on one of the first 4 nights that I promote, one of the first 4 Thursdays, I will leave. You don't owe me anything. You're free to keep everything. But if I do, I'm going to take everything at the bar. Sorry, at the door, you take everything at the bar. He said, deal. So, it was an easy formula for me. So it was just a numbers thing. I just had to figure out the numbers, and I did. And the first night we did 1,200 people.
Oh my gosh.
Charging $5 for regular entry, $10 for VIP. And I think that night I walked away with like $4,000.
Oh my goodness.
And
Wow.
this is it. So I quit all the Charlie Steakhouse, Ruth Chris. I kept valet because it was just a cash cow, and it was one night a week. I earned like $400 a night, and I was like, okay, now I can focus on fun and school and go to
Excellent.
work. And that company grew into multiple nights, and for 4 years while I was at college, that was my primary source of income. And not only did I pay for college, but it allowed me to help my family as well, because that was one of my missions when I left the house. And so what I learned in that business was a lesson that I would never forget, right? One is that I love entrepreneurship because you can create something from nothing. Two is, a powerful team with the right incentive can move mountains. And three,
Excellent.
it's
Yeah.
nice to be the boss because you
Excellent.
make money, right? Like, I don't want to be employed by anyone. And it was a clear, stark difference between, like, okay, me bussing tables, really just grinding, smelling after I left there,
Mm.
earn a few measly dollars, or coordinate something like this and get paid $4,000. You tell me what pays more. You tell me what's more fun. You tell me what's less work, right? One is intelligence at work. The other one is just trading time for money, right? And that lesson I never forgot. And I just went from business to business to business after that. And I got into payments back in 2005, and I grew a substantial payment company with, so my mission when I started the payments company was to have a lifestyle type business, right? Where it allowed me to travel, it allowed me to do multiple things, and make great income. And I did. I capped out at $1 million net annually, um, and I travel where I want because it was a lifestyle type business. And my mission was always to get to $100,000 net monthly income. And when I did, I thought my world was going to change. And but what I realized is there's no difference between earning 300,000 and million plus, right? There really isn't. Your lifestyle doesn't change that much. Now, if you go to a billion, yeah, it would change a little bit. And I would argue that it would become more complicated, right?
It does. Yeah.
But there's not a stark difference. When I achieved that, I thought that was like I was gonna arrive or like something like that. What I realized is no, there's no difference. And at that point is when I made the decision. I'm like, okay, what's next? What's next is I want to build a brand, right? I want to build a brand that allows people to align with me who want financial freedom. And that's when Paisley was born. And I knew I couldn't do that alone, right? I knew I needed partnerships because I'm growing an organization, right?
Right.
So I teamed up with a couple of great individuals who have, wealth of knowledge in the payment space. My business partner, Arash, who's been on risk and underwriting for, uh, 30 years in the payment space. Um, and Kapil Prashad, who's been building payment technology for the past 25 years. And myself, having been an entrepreneur and have run a payments company for close to 20 years. Um, the combination of us three was really set to create like a business that would shift the payment space. And that's what we've done. We launched in 2019 as a startup, and we're still considered a startup because we launched in the middle, right before COVID, actually a couple months before COVID. We started building product. We hired, a substantial team in India to develop our products, and then COVID hit and the world shut down. So midway through our build, we had to rethink everything and just kept building. And hindsight, we should have stopped, waited until we got through COVID and, came back to the hiring of the team. But, everything happens for a reason, and we learned a lot from it. And we built a phenomenal product that we're finally taking to market. So who Paisley is, we're a technology company. We developed a couple of different pieces of technology. We developed a point of sale that will one day rival Square, knock on wood.
What?
uh, Payment CRM that does everything from onboarding to underwriting to risk management, to residual payouts. That's what how salespeople in our business get compensated. So that's a payment CRM that does everything from A to Z. We developed both of those products from the ground up. Additionally, we got partners with Visa. So we're a Visa shop. We're in Visa's innovation centers
Awesome.
for the products that we built. And that's substantial. And then earlier this year, we were blessed to receive a pretty substantial investment from a payments-focused bank, publicly traded payments-focused bank. They purchased 24.99% of our company at a $6 million raise. So that was good. It's very strategic that they invested in us for our technology because they have their own initiatives from a technology sense. So life is good, but it was a challenge to get here, right? And the lesson that I learned there through that experience is like, look, when you want to build something great, it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes if I'm reliant only on me, I could, move a few hills, right? Leap over a few hills. But if I'm looking to go over a mountain, right, it takes time. So I've had to like
Other people too, right?
other people, like,
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
there's politics involved, there's all sorts of stuff, right? So what I learned in that experience, fast, so slow is sometimes fast, right? Like when you slow down and you think about the steps that you need to take, plan for it the right way, that may set you on a trajectory to go way faster, right? As opposed to just drive, find out that you're going the wrong way, and then I have to turn all the way back around to go a different way. So there's been a lot of great lessons learned, and we made it out on the other side. Maybe with a few bruises, but we're good. Um, and my personal mission is to take salespeople who are incredible at what they do, having to consistently meet a quota to get paid the same thing over and over every year, that aspire to go into being an entrepreneur, but don't have the finances or the path to get there. My company is a vehicle for them. My company is a vehicle for great salespeople that want to grow substantial income and run their own business, but not on their own, right? So they
Awesome.
align with Payzli, and I give them the game plan that I grew my company on, right, to get to 1 million plus, and doing it in alignment with a company that are raving fans of your success.
That sounds interesting. So what is that model? I mean, it kind of sounds like a franchise model, but are they
Not really a
independent
franchise, right?
or?
So it's, we built products. We need to get those products out into the marketplace, right? We can advertise. We can hire a bunch of internal salespeople, salaried salespeople, pay them in order to, convert the advertisement into merchant accounts and then eventually into paying customers, right? Or we can avoid the marketing. We'll do light marketing, brand awareness type stuff, but not really target merchant accounts, not target like consumers directly, because that could get expensive, right? And refocus our efforts on 1099 salespeople, right? That are really not looking for a salary, but they're looking for a residual stream of income, something they can sell once, get paid forever on. And we repurpose those funds. We give them a piece of the revenue, a substantial piece of the revenue, to go out and sell merchant accounts, sell our products into merchants.
So as you talked about that first business where you found a way to incentivize the people that were working for you, is this, how you've taken and matured that model?
Yeah, look, I would have loved, back when I was trying to figure out what to do, um, in college, right? When I had those 3 jobs, I would have loved, because I considered myself a great salesperson even back then, right? Because sales is not just the ability to sell, it's relationships. It's really listening to what somebody wants, and providing them answers to what they're asking, right? That's it. That's all sales is, right? I consider myself a great salesperson even back in those days. And, had somebody come to me and said, hey, I have an opportunity for you. Here's all you have to do. There's incredible products that we've developed. We want you to go present it to merchants, listen to their needs, answer their needs through our products. And because of that, you're going to consistently make $100 or whatever that number ends up being. It's based on volume, right? You're going to make a consistent $100 based on this merchant account, 120 every month based on that merchant account, 300 based on that merchant account, right? And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that if I sell 15, 20 accounts, I can make a couple $1,000s? And I say, yeah, that's true. I would have loved for somebody to tell me that.
That
I would have
opportunity.
been all over it, right? It just makes sense. Like residual income, if you have not been introduced to it, that's the way. That's the way to financial freedom. Most of the, mega millionaires that you see and hear about, and the billionaires, right? Like that's how they make their money. That's residual income. This is why you see subscription fees everywhere you turn nowadays. That's residual income, right? You have a commitment from a merchant or somebody who's buying your product, right, to pay you a set amount every single month for until they stop doing business.
Right.
Right? And that's how the payment industry works.
Sounds like a great model. And I love that you are helping others build their wealth too, right? I think you put a model together so other people can also build their wealth and they're not working for minimum wage, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
of course. Because like, look, it's at the end of the day, right? When you're building an organization, you're it's no longer like I'm no longer doing it just for the money, right? I've already been there. I've made that, right? I'm doing it for the legacy, right? I want this organization to be represented with the Naim brand, right? And when you think of Payzli, you think of Naim. When you think of Payzli, you think of Barash. When you think of Payzli, you think of Computer, right? It's us. We are the company.
awesome. So to wrap up, would you have any last thoughts for an aspiring entrepreneur?
Yeah, look, I would say, we need more aspiring entrepreneurs, right? If you're out there and you're working, grinding 50 hours a week, because on average, people who are on salary don't work 40 hours a week, right? Think of the travel time, right? Think of the extra hour or so that you have to spend traveling back and forth. Think about the 30 minutes that you have to wait around to get an authorization on something. By the end of the week, you're doing between 45 and 50 hours, right? And if you're getting, even $100,000 for it, I mean, like you're wasting 9 out of your 24 hours and you're trading that for $100,000, right? Trading time for money, in my opinion, is never worth it, because time is all that you have. That's it. You have 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. And if you're going to trade it for $100,000, it's not worth it, right? Go out and utilize that time. If you spend that time, that 50 hours of grind, thinking of a product or a service that you can, do for yourself, you're going to earn way more than $100,000. It's not easy, okay? Like big,
Like you
has
said, it might take a long
not
time,
easy.
slow.
It's a commitment.
Right.
The commitment. If you spend that time and you utilize it focused 50 hours a week, I mean, you can move mountains focused.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and so many nuggets really for people that are listening to hear and learn from you and have an opportunity here. So looking for entrepreneurs to join you. So thank you so much, Naeem. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Take care.